Hello to everyone in the internet. It is currently Tuesday, December 4th, and this is the news on the Young Globalist. Sorry for the late upload period. I need to get my sleeping issues in order if I want to do this on a regular basis. Yeah, some people get this news in earlier. I'm a bit of a Johnny-come-lately. But when I do come, I come with quite an opinion, I would say. And sometimes I get stuff that other people don't. Anyway. Trump says the border wall would save millions of dollars. Millions. Yeah, I kind of fail to see how that would make sense, since the usual government tactic would be just to use taxpayer money to do it. Man, I don't get that. Like, how is that going to save us money? Certainly don't see how, with what little he gave on that, just said, oh, it's going to save millions of dollars. Like, really? How specifically? Just by keeping the migrants out? Which I suppose makes a certain amount of sense after a point. But he wants to lower the national security budget as well by negotiating arms deals with Russia and China. Now that one does make sense. Because if we negotiate a new arms deal, then there will be less need for that many, high-budget projects. That makes sense. But no, they still won't give him his wall funding, and he keeps threatening to shut the government down over and over, and they won't listen. The Democrats, the way they've been acting for this last decade, they have been dividing this country and creating tension. We are now in a state of cold civil war thanks to them. When Ronald Reagan was shot, an attempted assassination, he got healed in the hospital. This doctor did surgery and fixed him. Ronald Reagan was like, I hope you boys are Republicans. And the doctor just says, today, Mr. President, everyone's a Republican. You know what that doctor would have said now? Eat shit and die. He would have told him to eat shit and die and wouldn't do his job. I guarantee you. That's what our politics has turned into thanks to the behavior of the Democrats. And to a lesser extent, the Republicans. They've been arguably just as bad in certain cases, but anyway. Trump's just going to have to shut down the government. He has no choice. And in fact, the House of Reps is seeking an extension to avoid the government shutdown. They're currently aiming for a 2-week extension, although they cited a pretty solid reason. So I should be a little fair. So they're aiming for that extension so they can approve a $450 billion to various government agencies. Just the annual payout. No. While that sounds pretty reasonable, I say Trump should lay it on thick. He should pressure them out of the extension so that they'll give him his wall. That's all they gotta do. Give him his wall funding. Allocate another $5 billion into that $450 billion figure, make it $455, and then you won't have to worry about it. If you can conjure up $450 billion, probably taxpayer money, then another $5 billion should not be that hard. I mean, come on. I'm a libertarian. I don't even believe in taxes, and I will gladly pay taxes towards the wall. instead of, even though I hate taxes. Even though taxation is theft, I will let you take my money for the wall. That's how important the wall is. I am willing to be a hypocrite for that wall. For our nation's economy and for our nation's stability, we need that fucking wall. And honestly, Trump is no coward. He'll keep making the threat and eventually he'll do it. And here's a little thing about why we need the wall. This will be somewhat regurgitation from the mouth, from the one, the only, rageaholic, good old Razor Fist. Building the wall will prevent migration from Mexico and South America, which will force them to have to stay home and make their country better. It's not just a favor for us, it's a favor for them as well. It'll provide them with motivation. To fix their own country. And it'll keep our country safe and stable. And theirs will still have problems, but the wall doesn't prevent us from using foreign aid. We can still give them foreign aid when they need it. But the rules are we can only give foreign aid if they avoid any human rights violations. So that'll still be a condition, but the wall would be good for all of us. Deportation of illegals would be good for all of us. Moving on. Finally, Trump has a variety of views on the Mueller witnesses, stating that Michael Cohen should serve a full sentence for lying. But Roger Stone will not testify against the president, to which Trump says he has guts. My opinion on this is that it almost seems like Trump is acting like he feels betrayed by Michael Cohen. And then it's just like, throw him to the wolves. That makes you look bad, Mr. President. That makes it look like you're trying to hide something. I would sooner believe, honestly, that he was trying to hide something than I would sooner believe he was trying to hide something than believe he was honestly that bad at communicating with people. It is more likely that he would honestly be hiding something than fail to see how this could make him look bad. He couldn't honestly be that socially inept. I don't see that being even remotely possible. It doesn't make sense to me. Plus, with all the stuff about him giving that penthouse to Putin and the additional units that cost a little more, probably for the oligarchs, that does kind of look like favor for favor. Trump's been looking bad lately. It's getting to the point now where I almost believe it myself. Almost. Because it's still nothing absolutely concrete against him. I'm going to turn my back on KISS for a while. The phrase KISS, keep it simple, stupid. and just say that he's somehow socially inept enough to not see how this makes him look bad. Until something absolutely concrete comes along. Because naturally the left is going to go for the confirmation bias route and say, see, this proves it. And I almost want to believe it myself, because it's pretty hard to swallow. It is a bitter pill. This is our president, people. This is our president. I am disappointed. I was originally thinking of voting for him again in 2020, but you know what? I might decide not to. I might just pick someone else, because this is just very disappointing behavior, and this could lead to something really severe for him in the future. Will he get his second term? Probably. Will he finish his second term? Probably not. Anyway, that's it for the Unglobalist today, folks. Tschüss.